Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. How about that World Cup? It had to come down to a shootout. It is amazing now. We've gotten to this point now where, many, yeah, many events in many sports come down to shootouts. It just shows you how well they've organized some of these sporting leagues. Some of the, like the American football has the same thing. College football in America, you know, uh, world soccer or world football. With the World Cup yesterday, so forth and so on. It's interesting to see that those shootouts occur, and then basically it sets it all up. Hey Robin, hey Metho, good morning to you. We got it all. So here we go. Let's see what's going on here this morning. And as you can see, the dollar index, just heading down a little bit here, showing a little weakness there. Over on Chicago Quant, let's see where are we at with this thing. That's Fridays. Let's see why we're. Let's see if we can update it. You know what? Let's just do it. Oh, let's give it 24 hours. Maybe that'll do it. There we go. There we go. There it is. You see they're pretty much sideways at the moment, just down a little bit. We went into the buy, I think it's 2 days ago now, right there, right? Yeah, and then let's just double check that. Yeah, went into the buy on Thursday of last week. Friday it was in the buy, but quiet. Today a little bit down, nothing major, and just kind of going sideways. And the same thing over here on J4X. Let's see what we got here. And there is the daily, right there. What is that? We have the right thing up there? Oh, that's the S&P 500. No wonder I was going to say that doesn't look right. There's the dollar index. And you can see there it's just kind of the same thing. Sideways action, just a little bit down. Nothing major since there is Friday. There is Thursday. So it's pretty much almost unchanged from Thursday, really. It made a little move up. There's serious talk about a lot of people around here are, in the States here, some of the fund managers are starting to really step up to buy the 30-year. They think that it's the price of it's going to go up. In other words, that means the interest rates are going to go down. They think that this is kind of like we're coming towards the end of the interest rate increases, and they're looking at it as like a long-term investment opportunity. And so you're seeing a lot more buying going on in there, and usually that's what moves the currencies. You see the currencies move around from a combination of the inflation and the interest rates themselves. So it's part of that recipe, of what makes a decision to buy or sell these products, the different pairs trades. That is. Nice sip of the tea. There we are. So there it is. Now let's check out the euro. Right there. And there's the euro this morning. Went into the sell on Friday, whereas I think it was cable went in there on Thursday. So a little pressure, there's some type of interest rate thing going on, and you can see this big drop on Thursday there, right there, on the euro at the same time. So obviously, there's been some type of mindset that has started to shift. Let's see, let's put that up there. Where are you, Mr. Euro, Mrs. Euro? The Euro family, there it is. And there's the daily right there, and you can see that soft pressure. And look how high it was on Thursday, and closed there, and then on Friday closed down, went into the sell on Friday here, and that's odd that they put that back where it belongs, right there. And at the same time, we have the euro has been in a weekly buy for a bunch of weeks. Let's fix that line a little bit, make it look a little bit more visible. You can see that went into the buy back here in the 90-ish area, the high 90-ish area, and now we've seen the high made right there at, was that 107 and change, 107.36. The product had a nice little move on the upside here. It doesn't look too weak when you're looking at our work right there. And let's take a look at it over on J4X. There's the daily. So let's look at the weekly. There we are. And there's the weekly on the same thing. It's probably been green, 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 green. See? Green, 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 green. Just greens. This is the weekly, just pushing up just like it is over here on Chicago Quant. You know, green, 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 green. It doesn't let go. Stays above the zero line here. How can I say this better? Here in the webinars, we talk about the idea that we think that the dollar is way, way, way overpriced. You know, we're looking for a dollar to be a little bit lower in the 90s, maybe, 95, 98, 93, in that zone there. And here we are at 106. Where is it? Let's go back to the dollar index real quick. The DXY, which most people are comfortable with. It's trading at 104. It was as high as 115 and change. It's way overpriced, just extremely, explosively overpriced. It needs to come back down into those 90s. All right, and then let's go over to cable and take a look at the cable this morning. There it is right there. You can see that. That's been pressing down. And that's the weekly there. Let's put it up on Chicago at the same time. That's still in a weekly buy also. You see green, 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 green. But it's just a little splash going on there, with the, as you can see, all that green. This one's starting to break underneath the manifold just a little bit. Nothing major. Still above the zero line. Been in a daily sell for 3 days. That move that occurred on Thursday caught most products. It took a little while for the euro to break off at the same time, but it caught most products. I think at one point, I'm just going to drift a little bit mentally, but was it the NASCAD? So no, New Zealand against the Canadian dollar. So the Kiwi against the what do you call it, the loonie. Basically really showed it had been in like a weekly or daily buy, something like 14 or 15 days. And it went into that sell on that Thursday too. So there's been a little shift, mentally about the interest rates and what's going on there. And then when here's the daily, you see that's the same thing, that Thursday thing. That Thursday thing where they pushed it down. And the same thing happened over here. You got that Thursday thing. So you see on Chicago Quant, it's underneath the zero line. Over here, you can see the same thing happened with J4X. You can see it went into a red hinky ASCII. And at the same time, it must have been like right there. So that was at 58 and change, right? And then this was at 70. So this had dropped underneath. Also, the green line had broken the dashed line. Here, same situation. That pressure had kicked out. All right. From there, we slide over to the Swiss and see what the Swiss is up to this morning. Right there. And daily's been very strong of late, but they're getting a little pop there. You can see the hinkies trying to lift up. Even now, we can see that the green or the fast stochastic is moving beyond the slow. Put it up over here. Right there. You can see the same situation, went into a buy 2 days ago. Did not do it on that Thursday, which was interesting. You can see that, but it was up for the day, just the same way as the euro was down, but neither pushed itself into the sell at the time. Let's see, where's it at? And then let's fix that line in there like that. And then it went back into a buy right there. And obviously the last sell was right there. We'll just make it go all the way down. Extend it. Bingo. And we had that weakness from it. And we were in a weekly sell to begin with, which when this is weak, what it means is that it's gaining against the dollar because there are less saltines or Swiss francs to buy a dollar. So weakness is strength sometimes when you look at a chart. You have to understand if it's dollar Swiss or Swiss dollar, the way they portray it. And you can see that weekly too, same situation. Went into this weekly sell there, and for what was it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th week. Still saying that it has more strength against the dollar than weakness at the moment. And you can see it here on the weekly over at J4X. There it is. As it calculates, it's doing its little calculation thing. There we go. You can see that 2, 4, 6 going on a 7th, the same thing as over in here. And the Hinkies do a really nice job of emulating our dots. They're about 68, 67, 70% of the time right on top of each other, which is great. And the only thing is there's a little lag here on the speed of the Hinkies compared to our math. Our math is a couple hours ahead of it. So in other words, when you're day trading and you're doing like very fast trading in seconds and minutes, it'll be better than playing with MACD utilizing moving averages, and it'll be the best tool you can find in the public arena. But it still doesn't, it's good to have if you don't have Chicago Quant. That's what it really comes down to. There we go. Another sip of the tea on these cold mornings. All right. Now, from here, we go over to, let's see, what do we do? Oh, we do the Japanese yen, because for a while they were really marching along together. The yen and the Swiss seemed to be almost like emulating each other. They were just following each other. They've kind of calmed down on that. You're going to see that same little turn up like you have here in the Swiss for a couple days, and you're going to see the same thing with the yen. You're going to see a turn up also on that. It'll spill out there. That is the weekly, and you can see that's in the minus, just like the same way as the Swiss is. And let's get it up on here, right there. Same situation. It's been in a self since this area up in here, and the pressure has been driving it down, 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 down. Down she rolls. You can see the fast moving on the weekly is really starting to turn up. It's trying. There's the line right there. Just as the dotted line there was turning down a week before the green line did. It gave you that warning sign that there was problems ahead. And sure enough, it was ahead, all right. And then you can see here now, you can see on Thursday it had that move also, the yen, like everybody else. And then, Friday kind of dialed it down, and now today it's pretty much unchanged. And it's in daily buy now for 3 days compared to the yen's 2. And then let's put the daily up there and see what that shows us. And there's the daily. You see that same thing, that strength that kicked out here. Matter of fact, what was it? There was 47 was the fast moving. And let's see, let's just do that again. And then right there, 52. It was still trying to battle its way through. The green line was still underneath the dashed line, but then the following day you have it there at 58, and you can see here it's at 51. So it got through it there, and today it's still above it at the moment. As you can see, it's trading at 67, and this is trading at 57. So that pressure's on even with the red Hinky ASCII, and we'll see if it turns up one more time, comes and challenges this area in here. And as we said over here on Chicago Quant, it's showing that same thing, and you can see with the green line piercing our nonlinear time manifold here. You can see it's showing some buying, but again, the histograms are minus. Green line is having a hard time getting through that zero line at the moment. We'll see. We'll see by the end of the week. All right. From there, we drive all the way over to the Turkish lira. We just really look at the Euro Turkish lira, and unless someone wants to look at the dollar Turkish lira, but that is so much more volatile and sloppy and illiquid, so we kind of steer clear of it anymore. Only if someone needs to look at it. And then you can see right there, there is the Euro Turkish Lira. You can see it's weakening a little bit today. You can see it's got a little red dot going on, and you can see it's breaking below the zero line after about 8 days or 7 days up in the buy. And that weekly is not caring. You know, it's holding up very firm. So this is just like the dead cat bounce type thing. Someone's got to take a profit somewhere. And what was that high on Thursday? 20. It hit the 20 mark. 20.03. Yeah, so it's just a little correction we're seeing at the moment. We'll see if it accelerates, and we see if this time manifold right there, the yellow line, gets pierced and starts to break down, just like when it pierced and started to move up. And that's usually the way it works. We can go back and look historically. You know, it bounces off of it there, then it starts to break down. In this case here, it breaks down in that one whole week, and then you see all this wild weakness you get over that time period. You know, look at that. Smack-a-doodle with some of these crazy e-liquid days. All right, let's see. What's this show over here? We'll go into the daily. Oh, that is the daily. Let's do the weekly. And there it is again on a weekly basis. And it's loading up as we speak. And we'll see how that rolls along. Look at that. Week after week after week of buy, 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 buy. You know, which means it's losing against the euro. The euro is, stronger. You can see that same situation here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th week now. It's just the same way here. 3, 6, and there's 4. And not only that, it's 11 out of 12. It is just feeling that pressure. And, oh, there we go. Frenzel, storm is coming. Yo, storm. What do you think? Got an opinion on anything? And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and whatever else you're into. Storm. I cannot complain. It's just a little chilly, but nothing major. I walk into the greenhouse, it makes me feel all better. It's all springtime in there. So it's all summery springtime. So sun beaming down, plants are happy. And then I walk out the door and it's like, woo, it's late December in North America. Let's see. My son just, let's see, cool. Turn the truck whenever you can. Cool. After I fix tire. Son's messaging me. So let me just respond to that. Tire. T-R-I-E. Cool. What windows? I'll say sure. There we are. All right. So, let's see what Storm says. Oh, yes. Your huge greenhouse. I would like that now, too. I hear you. Matter of fact, we just added, we're just adding a second one. But this one is not an antique that's beautiful. In that sense, it's aluminum and polys. And it's going to be, I'm not putting any flooring down in it. It's just going to be back into the dirt again. I like that. I like to work in the dirt in the wintertime. Walk around piggy toe, be barefoot, and enjoying it like as if I'm in the summer for a little bit. So yeah, I'll take a picture of that when we get it up. We have it laying out on the ground, laid out to get constructed, and it'll be a matter of time once we get that constructed. So yes, indeed, I like that. Connecting to the earth barefoot. Just grounding out, naturally grounding out with Mother Earth. That's right. I'm the most carnivorous vegetarian you've ever seen. Oh, yeah. All right. From there, we will go to whatever product anybody likes to see, and if not, we'll just jump over. Where do we go from there? Oh, I know what we do. We look at the two currencies. We go to CAD that tie into the commodities. Boy, this time of the year, they're just all over the place anyway. Because if people are closing positions, opening positions, doing all the basic mechanics that need to be done as a corporation at the end of the year. So you get a lot of sloppy action going on. Now, that wasn't it. Where's the CAD? I just thought I put the CAD up somewhere. Didn't I put the CAD up? Where's that at? US. There it is right there. US CAD. There we go. That's better. Here's the CAD. This is the the dollar against the American dollar against the Canadian dollar. And you can see it's been losing money for the last 4 days. You can the hinky ashkies are sliding up in the opposite direction. And at the same time, we go to there and we're going to take a look at crude oil. And there is February crude for the first day, because January crude is expiring tomorrow, I think it is. And you can see here it has been sliding down a little bit. Nothing major, but sliding down. Something's wrong with that. I thought that was... I'll have to double check that. Let me just double check that, because I could have sworn... No, maybe that's all right. But I'm going to double check it either way. Let me just double check it. Because I hate when charts are bad. I'm going to go to the exchange itself and look at the exchange chart. Crude. Feb. Yeah, that is wrong. That is wrong. So that needs to be fixed. Right there. It's in a weekly sell, as you can see right there. And I think it went into the sell on a daily yesterday. So we will fix that, and you can see, what is that? That is the February contract. Let's see if March did the same poor thing. See, that's how it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like that, and it went into the sell on Friday. Now we're following the April contract when it comes to the 3-month out. But we'll make sure we fix the February contract again. I knew I fixed it this morning. Matter of fact, let me just minimize it and put out what we sent out this morning. So I want to just double check that now. I hate being sloppy like that. Darn, look at that. That's what I put out this morning. I could have sworn I fixed that this morning too. I mean, I remember fixing that. Ugh, technology. It'll torture you every time. But at least I got the March right, so that's cool. I think I'll send something to Robin. If you're still here, Robin, I'm going to send another one over to you. I think I'm going to work on it. Let's see, where is it at? Let me fix it right now, because I don't want people to be confused and see that and think, oh, wow, oil didn't go into a sell on Friday, when in fact it did. I can even remember the high. I remember that number even. I was like, what are you doing? How did that happen? It was like 76 and change. So there we go. And then let's fix that. Let's go over and fix that contract. Right there. And I'm going to send you that. I'm going to send that out to you. Anybody that was getting the Feb contract, or the front month, we'll send it back out again. Because I don't like that happening. Let me just refresh that. There you go. Okay, that's better. It's this new thing too, with the way they've changed the exchange feeds. Because I have a NYMEX feed now that says just for the energies, and sometimes it twists it. There we go. That's the way it's supposed to be. I fixed that this morning too. Because I didn't even have to look up the numbers. I remembered them. Because then I had to fix the Aprils. Because I had to incorporate them all. So save workspace. And then save picture. And let's put it in there. Crude, right so. Yes. Yeah, so that's the way it's supposed to look. This is the February contract. That is the front month now. Let's see if we can get this up on there. And it's coming over to you. I'm just going to label it as fixed crude. The morning fix. There we are. Fixed Feb crude. There we are. And it is up there in cyberspace now. And it should be coming to you, to a neighborhood near you or you. And it's out the outbox. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's the, let's see. Oh, that's what it is. We're looking at Canadian. And as you can see here on J4X, Canadian moving up. And crude oil moving down. You know, just a little bit. Nothing major. Just moving down. But look at the weekly itself. The weekly is trying to turn. It's touching the manifold. And the manifold's gotten tight. You know, everything is being that end of year stuff, you know. All right. Now, let's go over to the weekly there. Just to take a quick... Oh, that is the weekly. Okay, good. And then let me just check out the daily again. There's the daily on it. There's the Canadian moving up, and the crude oil heading down. And then you can see it here, you know, those 3 weeks as we saw with the weekly over there. All right, from there we go over to the South African Rand, and we check out how it is reacting with the politics and the gold combined together. You can see that push like that in the daily. You know, it's been pushing up. And when we go and look at it over here on Chicago Quant, the gold itself, you can see it has been pushing down. See, it's that pressure is, you know, there's the high on Tuesday, and it's pressing down. And they got that nice drop, or side drop, depending on your position, and so forth. And for the last couple of days, it's still in the down. You know, it's unchanged today. And you can see the weekly, though, holding up very well in here. Now let's take a look at the weekly of the ZAR. The South African Rand. Right there. And so with that being a, the weekly is being a plus, we assume that the Rand should be overall been pressing down. But that politics of a week ago freaked things out pretty aggressively. Let's show you that over here on Chicago Quant. Right there. You had that politics where all that money was found in the sofa, and then they decided it doesn't really matter. You know, it's irrelevant. Yeah, what's the difference if he keeps $500,000 in his sofa? And there's where it is right there. And to be exact, it was $520,000. So it was like a $20,000 bonus of $500,000. Cool. You can see here on the weekly, the ZAR has been trying to move up, but more than anything, I would say this is more like a triangle when you look at the Hinky Ashkes. Yeah, it looks like a triangle. And when you look at it here on Chicago Quant, you see that same triangle thing going on from there to here. You know, it's definitely. Let me get the drawing tool. Matter of fact, it even becomes accentuated more like that from the politics. The day they found the $500,000 in his sofa. You see that right there. It's like a triangle developing. They don't know what to do, I guess. That's probably what the answer is. Like, do we create a new law so that politicians can take cash and then let them report it and pay taxes on it? So, okay, I'm a politician. I can take cash from constituents and so forth, and then I'll just pay taxes on it. You know, if it's like a gratuity, like I done something nice for you. It would make more sense to do it that way, really. And they could collect tax dollars off it. Then they don't do political. People get nervous about it. They put these people in, so they don't really care. I mean, they're not asking for a resignation, so. All right, so there we go. I guess this is the last of it. Let's go to the Mexican peso. Right there, as I chew on some peanuts from the frustration of that whole thing I've just said. And there it is right there. There's the Mexican peso has been moving up. Let's put it up on Chicago Quant. Right there. Same thing. It's fallen back into its 2-year range or 2.5-year range now. And they've parked themselves right there. It's kind of interesting. And this is the Fibonacci of the range. So it's really fascinating is the fact that it keeps on banging up against. Let's see if we can make this bigger or something like that. I guess it's like that. How can we make this bigger? If we go like that, will that do it? Yeah, there we go. So you can see how it's banging against the 0.76. Right there. That's the 0.38, I guess you could call it. And there's the 50% on the green. And then there's the 0.618. And then this is the next blue is the 0.76 above it. And I guess in the end it's like 0.23 something. But in the end you can see also, since the loss of the Senate, the U.S. Senate, it's popped back up. I thought that they were interpreting that the Senate wouldn't be lost. And then 2 days beforehand, they started popping it on the upside. And I said, okay, Herschel Walker's going to lose, and he lost. Because that's they can help set policy. And Mexico is getting beat up pretty bad from all this immigration stuff. Lots of criminality going on. They've got all kinds of gun battles going on their border on the Mexican side with drug cartels and terrorists and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's see what we got going. From there, we slide over to where do we go from there? We can keep on looking at the metals complex for a bit. So let's do this. We'll go from there. We'll go down to, we did gold. So let's do silver. Is it there it is, XAG. And there's silver trading, down in the low 23s now. And nothing major. This is the weekly. Lots of green still battling. You can see here the green line is trading at 80 flattish, 8.2, 8.3, and the dotted is trading at 86. So the green line is starting to break down underneath, but again, it's at the high end of the range for that particular tool. And then let's put it up over here. And there is the silver. That's March contract. You see it's in a daily sell for a few days here now, like that. Widen that out a little bit for you. And you can see it's also the same way with the weekly. There's the weekly. We've been in a weekly buy. What's that? 6, 7, 8, 9? 3, 6, 9. And I think this is the 7th week for here, or is it the 8th week? For 8th week. So it's 8 weeks in the buy here on Chicago Quant. So you can see that pressure in both charts is telling you that they want it to go up, 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 up. But it's kind of stalled out. It made the highs here on that. There's the Thursdays. That Thursday last week was a push. It really put some pressure on it. It was trading at a high of 24.19, and here we are, $1 lower now today. Right there. And that day itself, they took it down to the 17s. So we haven't taken out that. There was the, there it is. The next day they took out the 17s and went to 16. But today they're lifting it up a little bit, but still that pressure is on it on the daily. And the pressure, better yet, is on the weekly. At least the weekly is telling us that they don't want to give up yet. Not yet. Not today. Maybe next week, but not today. All right, and then from the silver, we'll take a look at the platinum, and then we have a good something to show you on the platinum itself. After this, you can see here, same situation, been a daily sell for a bunch of days, and you can see it's still in that week. It just dodged the bullet last week. It bounced, and it's up, and you can see it right here. Copper does. Where's copper? Copper. I could have sworn I had copper in there. How did I not end up with copper in there? It's Brent. Let's see, high grade copper. Let's punch that in. Let's just punch in copper and see if copper does it. Not found. Okay, so let's try opening up the old J4X. We're going to minimize that for a second. And it's in there somewhere. We're going to find it. There's the old J4X. Yes. And it'll open up over here. Yes. Oh, no, there it is right there. Yes. It's loading and loading and loading. And then we'll find out the symbol for copper. Come on, you can do this. Where are you? I see it dancing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Copper is copper CMD. Okay. So now I'll minimize that. Copper CMD. There it is. Copper CMD. Let's do it right there. So copper COPPER dot. There it is. CMD. There we go. And then I'm going to close it. I'm going to leave the other one up just in case I need to go back to it again. I thought I'd put everything in there, but obviously we have not. There's still, there's still a little transformation over into the J4, the new J4. So there we are. There you can see just that little red starting to develop on the Hinky Ashki. Is that a daily? Yes, that's the. No, that's the weekly. Okay, and so you can see over here on Chicago Quant, we met that, bounced off of it, and lifting up. So we'll probably end up seeing that red turn to green over the next few hours, something like that. Maybe going to the end of the day, as long as it stays up firm like that. Now let's take a look at it on a daily. There we are. The daily's been in the sell for 3 days. You can see that pressure on it here. Been in the sell a little bit longer than that. It's at 4 or 5. This is a 6-day. But you can see here it's 4 out of the 6 days have been red. And I bet this green line has been feeling the pressure. There's 67. Let's go right to there. So there's 52. And there's 69. So it's underneath. So it's at Divine. And then you can see 40. And there is 53. Still a green line underneath. And there is 36. You see here there's 39. And then there is 27. And this is 34. So the green line has been underneath the dashed line all the way along here. Now today we're at 28. And it is at 21. So that pressure is still on the daily. So it's been pressuring down, and this picked it up right there. Our fast and slow stochastic indicator, the Manhattan indicator, did pick it up. They could see the action. Right, from there we're going to show you the platinum. Where do you see this? Mr. and Mrs. Platinum. It's a January contract we've been following, and it usually leads the metals complex very well. And you can see there they pushed it into the weekly sell last week. And you can see it's flatlined, and we've slid into a sell now for 4 days now. Is that 4? No, because I had a green dot there. So 3 days it's in a sell. And a nice little bounce off the bottom of the manifold right there. You see that? It's pressing down right there. So, and it's got a good bounce off of it. That was a pretty extreme push down. I guess that's what it comes down to. And that's why we're seeing that fast response back. Now we'll see if this thing finds a way by the end of the week to get back into the weekly buy again. That would be very positive for the metals complex. So the sellers that came in on silver and gold and everything last week on Wednesday and Thursday really put a supercharge into the platinum complex. But as you can see here, it didn't take out these lows right there. When we go and look at gold for the last couple of weeks on Chicago, right there, you see same thing. It did not take out the lows on that week, on that Thursday smash. And then same thing with silver. Take a peek at that. Same thing. Did not take out those lows here. And it didn't even take out, barely took out anything, really. Matter of fact, it took a lot of work for it to get into that sell that day. It's, the silvers complex is trying to show us something. And that is that they don't really want to sell this stuff down. They want to keep on taking it up, basically. All right, now we go to where do we go to? We go to, let's see. Oh, we go over to the energies. That's what we do. We go to the energies. That's it. There is, we fixed that crude. There's the front month. And you can see it's trying to bounce up, though. That's the unique thing there. Let's take a look at it on J4X. Was crude that aggressive? I think it was. Crude. Where is crude? Light. There it is. Light. Like in light saber. You see, and that's the weekly right there. Let's do that. That's what we want to see. What is the weekly saying? It's trying to bounce. That's what it's telling us. Yeah, look at that. It's stalled out. Let's see if we get a little green. It turns by the end of the day or week. I guess 2 days or something like that. Maybe we'll see a turn. And what are the line 19 at the bottom? And this is 22. So the green line has pierced the dashed line. It's trying to lift back up again. Just as we are piercing the manifold right there. And the histogram is really tight to the surface of the zero line itself right there. We should make that better too. Let's put a better zero line in. Where do we go for that? Right there. There we go. That's better. Yeah, see how close it is to the zero line. Let's save that. File, save, workspace. Bingo. All right, and then from there, we go over to the Nat Gas. Nat Gas has been interesting. California now is paying European prices. Don't ask me how, but they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot at any given time. Let's see, Nat Gas. Light crude. There's Bitcoin. Brent. Let's put Brent up there while I'm hunting around for the other. There's Brent. Brent is trying. No, that's Bitcoin. I'm sorry. That's not Brent. Brent. Where are you, Brent? There's Brent. There we go. Trading at 79, trading at 79, trying to get back through that 80 with a 76 bid. 79 76s with a 79.81 offer. They're trying to push that up. Let me go throw nat gas on here. There's natural gas. What a wide range this last week, too. I guess that really freaked them out with California. California was paying 30 some odd dollars, just like the Europeans are. I don't even have an answer for it anymore. I mean, I could say things, but it's like, why say them? If you can't say something nice, don't say something at all. But they found a way to do it. They found a way to charge 30 some odd dollars for a cubic foot, whereas here we're paying, as you can see there, $6 a cubic foot and change. So from $30 out in California. Now let's find that symbol. I'm glad I didn't get rid of old J4X. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. And let's find out what that symbol is again. Gas. That's what it is. Gas.cmd. Gas.cmd. Gas. So GAS dot. There it is. And here here it comes. And you can see the same situation there. This is the American gas, not the European gas. It's 6.1, offered at 6.175 versus a 6.9 or 7 bid, 7.4 offers. So, here, everywhere but California is paying in the sixes. Now we drift over to that, was it the South American, not South, I'm sorry, it's the Spanish Corporation. Where are you? It's like we lost some of these things. And that's not it, that's that. Okay, so let's go find that. I'm glad I left up J4X again. The old J4X. And let's go down and find it. And that is Espanol. It's gas.es/EUR, euro, because it's in the euro. It's a Spanish energy company that follows natural gas. And we've seen that stock trading in the 32s, 31s, and we've seen it all the way down to 22.5. And right now, it's been hanging out in the 26s or so. Let's see, where's it at the moment? Is that right? I just realized I have it up on... No, I don't have it up on the screen. Okay, let's get it up on the screen. So it's gas, G-A-S dot... Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. So G-A-S dot... Was it E-S? Let me just go look at it one more time. I think it's E-S. ES, that's it. Yeah, ES. Let's try it one more time. GAS dot ES. There it is. You can see it's trading. Actually, it's dropping down. 25.62 on Friday. It was like 26 for like 3 days last week. It was on the 26s. So they're starting to bring this down a little bit. We keep on thinking, we understand that they have enough supplies for this winter now. They just won't have enough supplies for next winter. I don't know how they figure that one out, but I know that the Israelis are shipping loads of it. The U.S. is shipping loads of it. I don't understand the whole supply and demand thing over there. It's very weird. It's like California trading in the 30s when the rest of the country is trading in the 6s. And you can see here it's pressing down too the last couple of days, and this is the weekly. So for the last couple of weeks, it's been trying to pressure down. Let's see what the daily looks like. There we are. There's the daily. A couple of big drops from the high 26s, almost touching the 27-ish area. Now we've gotten down into the mid to low 25s. So maybe it's like sympathy pains. I don't know. How else can you describe it? Did you know that, Robin, that they are paying $31 and $32 a cubic foot in California over the last like 5-6 days? Yeah, it's weird stuff, Crazy. Crazy. When the rest of the country, Illinois, where you're at, so forth, is paying like, $6. So it's like, how do they do that? How do they not go nuts? I don't understand the population out there. How do they not go nuts over that? I would. All right. From there, let's see. So we did the gas. I guess that's it on the energies, right? Yeah, that's it. So from the energies, what we do is we go over to the stock indices. So let's see what's going on in stock indices. It's been a Punch and Judy show. They've been punching it hard, beating it over the head with a stick. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Let's see, where are you? There might be a limit to how many I can put on here, or the memory will keep, because I could have sworn I had the S&P 500 up there earlier, and now I don't see it at all. Not there. Oh, there it is, right there. That is it. Okay, so there's the S&P 500. And you can see, like I said, they've been beating it like a stick, banging it down. And that's the daily. And today we're plus last I looked. So I'm a little confused by that, but let's go check it out. That's not the weekly, that is the daily. So let's go check out it over here on Chicago Quant. Right there, there it is. Yeah. So we're up for the day. I mean, it's still in a sell, and it's red, but we are moving up in there. And you can see green line piercing down. So that makes sense on J4X. Okay. And you can see the weekly, it went into a weekly sell last week. And let's check that out too. But let's see, the green line is at 6.7. I mean 6.9 basically, or 6.7. And this is at 18. So the green line is still underneath, just like we are right here. You know, feeling that pressure. Let's widen this out even. There we are. That's the March contract. You can see that pressure on it. Now, let's check out the weekly. There's the weekly. And it's going on its second week like us. That pressure's on. Green line is trading at 23, is that? Looks like 23. And this is trading at 54. So this green line's way underneath. And that is that action on the S&P 500. So they're just trying to, they don't know what to do when you look over here. You can see this is like a little red dot. It's just trapped inside of Friday's range right there. It's lost. Now let's take a look at the Tech 100. Have we looked at the Tech 100 there? I don't see it. And so what we do is we go with there. Let me put Tech. There it is. There we go. You see there's the Tech 100 or the NASDAQ 100. And the Tech 100 is just what it says it is. It's all the big tech companies here in the States. So it's got Microsoft and Cisco and, you know, Tesla and Amazon and Google and who else is in there? I mean, Nevada and I mean, we can go Amgen, you know, all the major techs, biotech or just tech, you know, has a lot of that in there. From car tech to everything else. And so that's the action we see there. And then from there, let's see. That's the Tech 100. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which I think starts off with something like 30, or maybe it's like US 30. That's probably what it is. It's probably US 30. Let's see if that does it. Not found. Okay, so let's try over here on the old J4X, and we'll find it there. Yeah, USA 30. That's what it is. Okay. So, where are we? Let's go find that mouse again. USA 30. There we go. Dow Jones Industrial Average here. There's the weekly, and we'll put it up over here. Right there. Open her up. That's the VIX. And there it is right there. You can see it's trying to lift up this morning. And it went into the weekly sell down here at the bottom. And you can see that pressure on it. And it's been in a daily sell since here. Now there's that Thursday. But they started this stuff way up in here. So, I guess we had one day of a buy and then boom, right back into a sell. So the stock indices are feeling it. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin, because we always include Bitcoin into when we look at stock indices. You can see here 4 days in a sell, and it is playing. That's Friday. So it closed in the weekly sell on Friday, and that is Friday also. So let's get some more updated data going on there. Go like this. The 24-hour. There it is. And do the same thing over on the weekly. See where that is. Because they pushed that into the weekly sell last week also. There we are. Is that right? And what is that all about? How did that throw that up in the line? We're going to have to take a look at that. But in the end result is that that's where we're at with this product. It closed in a sell. I'm not sure what malfunction is going on there, but we'll figure that out and double check it. That pressure has been on the cryptos. It went up to the $18,000 area, and they've driving it down into the mid 16,000s. Again, Bitcoin, out of all the products, is really what can we say about that? Let's put the VIX up there too. Notice the VIX is still on a downwardly glide. They popped it for a little bit, and then it's kind of sideways, downish, nowhere-ish, long weekly sell. But when it comes to the crypto, Bitcoin itself has shown itself to be. What's this? They are nuts. Oh yeah, California. Yeah, I know. Fruits and nuts. Exactly. Fruits and nuts. Yeah. Where am I at? I hear you, Robin. Yeah, $30 some odd. I don't understand why they're paying $30 some odd. The state is. So someone's taking in like $20 some odd into their pocket, and no one cares. It's weird. Last there in the stock indices is the volatility of them, and you can see it's tried to pop up a little bit, but hasn't succeeded. So we really don't think all this selling means a lot. Just means end of the year. The money knows it must be end of the year pressure. In other words, they're the ones that do it. The funds know that they're selling. They know that they need to sell because they have the end of the year, and they know not to trust it. Now everybody, and I swear it feels like everybody gets onto the financial channels want to tell us how next year is going to be bad. So it just automatically sends up my spidey senses, as they do in Marvel comic books, and says to me, are they really going to beat it up next year, or is it just going to be sideways? One hard push down, people will try to get short, and the next thing you know, it'll be flat, then it'll go up a little bit, and people will try to sell it again, and it won't go down, and then they'll try to sell it again, and it won't go down, and the next thing you know, it's ripping up on the upside on some type of short rally. So we'll see. But that's what the VIX is trying to tell us is, no worries, be happy. That's what it's saying, basically. So, all right, traders, we're out of here. Matter of fact, I think we'll mention the VIX at the end. VIX index, to a great extent, it's only the last minute, but overall, it's the end of the year. End of the year, and VIX looks firm, so or it looks good. So I don't know. I think that could be a title today, because out of all the charts we've looked at, the VIX is really saying something that's more than anything else, because it's the most contrarian look of all the products out there at the moment. When you look at you look at the Bitcoin and so forth. I mean, Bitcoin is basically almost saying the same thing. It's like, we went to 18,000. We're going to hang out at 16.5. No worries. Easy peasy. So in many ways, I think that would be a good way of, just saying to people, you can, at the end, we talk about the VIX. It's like, we probably have to make it like a 2 thing, because they'll be like for 50 some odd minutes wondering, where the hell's the story on the VIX? We could say, markets resting, VIX looks firm or something like that. I think that's what, and that's the way it looks too. Markets look smooth or resting, and VIX looks calm. I guess that's a good way, right? Yeah, calm. Calm before the storm? I don't know. Calm. All right, traders, this is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.